don't do drugs. If you're doing it, stop it.
Jordan is back to GOAT. Listen, this is why. You gotta be the GOAT. You ran the cocaine out of the 80s. Like, you literally ran the cocaine out these players. Like, you was running circles around them that in the 90s, they had to clean their shit up. They wouldn't even remember playing with MJ. That's how high they was. On that Antarctica. The NBA had a really big problem with the booger sugar.
In the 1980s, the NBA had a really big problem with the booger sugar that Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player to ever live, helped alleviate. And now 40 years later in the 2020s, his son, Marcus Jordan, apparently also has a really big problem with the booger sugar. Marcus Jordan was arrested and booked into the Orange County Jail in Orlando, Florida for DUI, cocaine possession, and resisting arrest, according to police records, and this was his dad's reaction.
I came from a program in college. It was about team game. You know, it was a clean program. It prepared me to go into the Chicago situation, which was totally different.
One of the articles I read, they called it the Bulls Traveling Cocaine Circus.
I never read that article.
Accurate?
Look. Guys were doing things that I didn't see. I had one event, preseason, I think we were in Peoria. So I'm trying to find my teammates. So I start knocking on doors. And then you hear this deep voice says, "Who is it?" I says, "MJ." I walk in, you got your lines over here, you got your weed smokers over here, you got your women over here. So the first thing I said, "Look, man, I'm out, because all I can think about, if they come and raid this place right about now, I am just as guilty as everybody else that's in this room." And from that point on, I was more or less on my own.
Marcus James Jordan was born with a silver spoon in his mouth on December 24th, 1990, and he is the second eldest child of retired Hall of Fame basketball player Michael Jordan. Obviously, his life couldn't have started off much better. Marcus Jordan originally played high school basketball with his older brother Jeffrey at Loyola Academy in Wilmette, Illinois. In Marcus's sophomore year, the pair led the school to the conference championship and the best season in school history. He transferred to Whitney Young Magnet High School in Chicago for his junior and senior seasons. He led the Whitney Young Dolphins to the Illinois for a championship in 2009, scoring a game-high 19 points in a 69-66 victory over Waukegan. He also was named the state tournament's most valuable player. Upon his 2009 graduation, Jordan was rated by ESPNU as the 60th best high school senior shooting guard in the country, averaging 10.0 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 3.2 assists per game. Marcus played college basketball at the University of Central Florida in Orlando, Florida. During his freshman year, UCF was in the final year of a 5-year contract with Adidas, but Jordan insisted on wearing Nike Air Jordan shoes because of loyalty to his father. This eventually prompted Adidas to terminate its sponsorship deal with UCF. Marcus scored 8.0 points per game in his true freshman year in 2009-10 and scored 1,152 points in his college career. On November 12, 2010, the opening game of the 2010-11 season, Jordan led UCF to victory against University of West Florida, scoring a career-high 28 points on 8 for 11 field goal shooting and 5 for 7 from the three-point line. He also had a team-high 18 points in upsetting number 16 ranked Florida on December 1, 2010. Unfortunately for him, 2010 would be the highlight of his athletic career and the first sign that he would, consistently and constantly, embarrass his father. In 2010, while a college sophomore and underage, Marcus tweeted about spending approximately $50,000 at nightclubs in Las Vegas, prompting an investigation by the Nevada Gaming Control Board. This was the reaction of his daddy, the greatest basketball player of all time, the GOAT, who also liked to gamble. In August 2012, Marcus left the UCF basketball team, following in the footsteps of his brother, Jeffrey, who departed the team in January of the same year, but he continued to take classes at the school. In 2012, Marcus also embarrassed the greatest basketball player of all time and made headlines again when he was arrested after a drunken argument with two women outside a hotel in Omaha. He was charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and obstructing justice. He later pled no contest to disturbing the peace and paid a fine of $250 plus court costs. He graduated in 2013 from the Rosen College of Hospitality Management with a bachelor's degree. Marcus later opened a high-end sneaker store named The Trophy Room in May 2016. Located in the Disney Springs retail area of Disney World in Orlando, Florida, the store closed and the business transitioned to online-only sales 3 years later in 2019. In 2022, Marcus started dating Lara Pippen, and his daddy, the greatest of all time, the GOAT, had this to say.
I want to get high, so high.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
So, Michael Jordan was out in France, and he's leaving, he's headed to his car, and somebody screams to him, "Michael, do you approve of your son Marcus dating Lara Pippen?" And kept it short and sweet.
I want to get high, so high.
Hey, Laura, that's what you doing? You with the boy Mike, son? You a cold motherfucker, ain't you? You cold as a motherfucker, homie.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I'd like to speak just to the kids for a moment. Unfortunately, when people like myself, your teachers or your parents, try to talk to you about drugs, you think we're preaching at you, and sometimes it turns you off. Though I never used drugs, when people try to tell me things for my own good, it turned me off too. But I found out something. Even though they haven't experienced what you're experiencing now, a lot of that preaching was worth it. Because when it comes to drugs, experience is not the best teacher, but growing up is a very good teacher. That's what this program is all about. Living long enough to grow up.